what you give your attention and your energy drastically impacts how you navigate life and how you feel in general. I made a video about this months ago, maybe a year ago, about your energy being currency and to spend it wisely on the things that you think are important to you. But lately, I feel like I have been ignoring my own advice, and I felt like a part two made sense for right now. I have always looked at energy as a currency. I think sometimes we often like to think that things are not that big of a deal. What we consume isn't that serious. What we listen to isn't that serious. Who we spend our time with isn't that serious, but that is the furthest thing from the truth. You only have so much energy, and if you decide to spend that on things that are making you depressed, things that are making you angry, that are just unimportant, like celebrity drama and whatever the heck else, you're going to notice that all of your energy is being put in towards things that really are not moving you forward. I don't know about you guys, but I am somebody that has a very limited amount of energy, and I like time and time again I have been shown this, and I have been shown the importance of putting my energy and my time into things that I think are important, because when I do the opposite, I end up feeling burnt out and overwhelmed, and then I don't do any of the things that I really find important to me. Our minds are so impressionable, and our subconscious mind is so impressionable. And if you are putting all of your energy into negative things, if you are giving it to negative people, if you're spending it scrolling on social media for hours and hours on end, you're going to internalize a lot of those thoughts that you're consuming or those feelings. And if you're here, which I assume we're all here for a reason, if you are on this channel, you want to do better for yourself in some form. You want to become a bit more self-aware, maybe connect to yourself a little bit more. And in order to do that, you have to be so hyper aware of what you are taking into your body. Food is also important. I know we often talk about just like building a healthier body and consuming things that will give you energy. The same is true for content, for media, for energy and people around you. Now, I will use myself as an example. I am somebody, like I said, who gets depleted very easily. So, like, over socializing burns me out. Consuming certain types of media burns me out. So, I, on my Instagram, have boundaries with myself. It's not even just my Instagram, actually. I just have social media boundaries in general. So, I don't consume social media before 11 a.m. every day or after 9 or 9:30, depends on my mood, p.m., because I understand how impressionable my mind is. So much to the point where, like, I'm that person where, like, if I see tacos online, I'm going to want tacos and I will order the tacos. So I try to make sure that everything that I am consuming is something that I feel aligned with. So I'm not following crazy pages like the Shade Room or just Six Buzz if you're from Canada, just like things that are not positive. I think things that really like to focus on drama, on envy, on making fun of people or dividing people, like that is not what I am about at all. And I really try to be very intentional with the type of things that I'm consuming. And this goes for like podcasts and music that I consume as well. And I'm not saying that like all of the music you consume is bad, but I do try to make sure that like I am consuming things that make me feel good. I also noticed I'm somebody like I love R&B, but I'm not somebody that's listening to the slowest and saddest of songs 24/7 because it impacts my mood. And I know that I have so much that I want to accomplish, and in order to do that, I would like to put myself in the best frame of mind possible. And I understand that we cannot control a lot of things that happen outside of us, but for the things that we can control, like what we consume, what we give our energy to, I absolutely think it is imperative for us to be intentional about that. Now, I am doing all this talking, but I'm not going to act like I don't like to hang out with friends. I don't like to go dancing sometimes and all of that stuff, but I have become so much more careful, or I guess selective, of when I choose to do those things, because for example, I hosted an event a few days ago in the week, and the event, like fun stuff, it was a great event, but the event was in the evening, late at night, and finished around 9 p.m. downtown. I don't live downtown, so it takes me a minute to get back home when I am downtown Toronto. And being at that event so late and coming home later than I usually do, and going to bed way after my usual scheduled time at like 9:30, it frigged me up for like a day and a half, like to the point where like the next day I was like, okay, I'm gonna take somewhat of a break. I was barely doing any work just because my energy had gone to this event. And it's not to say it was a bad thing, but it's just to say that like I think I am so aware now of what drains my energy, or just how fickle my energy can be, that I have become so selective about what I'm giving it to. And this also goes for the thoughts in your mind. I think sometimes we can see something negative or some external situation can happen for us or happen to us. And immediately we are spiraling and we're choosing to focus on this. And it's like, I'd rather not. I'd rather not give my energy to this. And I also try to adopt this mindset when it comes to things like road rage. If I'm driving and someone's like being stupid, I know there's I have been one to like use my horn, or maybe say a few words in my car, not to the person, but now I'm at a point where it's like if somebody does cut me off, if someone is taking ages to make a left turn, or if somebody doesn't see the advanced left turn signal, instead of me getting angry, it's like, girl, is it really that deep for me? Like, is it really that important for me to be spending my energy on this? Absolutely not. Your energy is so expensive, so expensive. We don't know how much time we have on this earth, and I feel like I say this a lot in my videos, or I've said this a lot in my older videos, and it's not to be morbid, but it's like we only have so much energy and we're only here for a limited amount of time. I am not going to spend that time fussing over things that are not really going to be impacting my day. If somebody gave me a dirty look, oh well. Like love to them. I hope they're having a good day. You know what I mean? Like things that just don't require your energy. I'm not here to get into arguments with people on the street that I don't know, with strangers, with people that work in the service industry, whatever it is. Like my energy is so much more valuable than that, and I don't think it's important for us, or I don't think it's conducive for us to our growth, to our emotional well-being, to be giving out our energy to things that are going to negatively impact us, or just like not impact us at all. And I don't know if some of you might think that I'm being dramatic or anything, but I'm someone that like really has to curate a space and a vibe for myself in order to perform well. And not to say that like I am not resilient or anything like that, but for the things that I can control, I really like to make sure that I'm putting myself in a mindset and a mental space that allows me to do my best and be my best and show up as my best self. Which is why in the morning, I'm not consuming social media. I am not blasting intense music that's gonna kind of put me in a more of an anxious space. Like I wake up, I try to do my affirmations, maybe I'll read for a bit. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do go on Pinterest and just like to take a look at pictures, but for the most part, I am very intentional about the space that I put myself in, especially like before recording this video. I made sure that like I took a nice shower and I didn't go onto my phone really, and I put myself in a space of gratitude because that's going to impact how I show up on camera, how I feel about the videos that I'm saying or that I'm making, and what I am saying on these videos. This goes for conversations that you have with people around you as well. And I'm not saying, like, obviously assess the dynamics that you are involved in, assess the conversations that you're having, but I'm not saying, like, go and cut off all your friends. That's not what it is. But if you are surrounding yourself with people that are only gossiping, that are only talking about the in and outs of celebrities' lives, which, mind you, we don't even know these people, so I think that's another conversation for another day, or people that are just like to focus on the negative, that I'm very aware now when somebody I know is on social media posting just a bunch of negative stuff, and I understand, I am empathetic. Sometimes, like, things don't go as planned. Sometimes things suck. I'm not gonna act like things don't suck. Sometimes they absolutely do. But I think we're doing a disservice to ourselves by putting all of our energy there and then living in it. That is like, what is that going to do? Because at the end of the day, when things happen, you can't reverse them like it is in the past. But choosing to focus on that completely and put all of your energy into that only puts you into a more negative, a more depressed headspace. And then when you are negative and you are depressed and woe is me and you're the victim, you act as such. And then you sit down and you don't do anything about your life, and you complain and you complain and complain, and then wonder why your circumstance hasn't changed for yourself, why you're waking up angry every day at the world, why you're exuding a negative energy or a pessimistic energy. I have interacted with people that have only been interested in talking about other people, and I'm not going to act like I am exempt from all that, like I haven't said anything about anybody else. That's not true. I'm like, I am a human, it happens sometimes, but I wouldn't say that's the main topic of conversation when I'm speaking to people. It's not my thought. I'm not thinking about other people, like, for the most part. Like, I'm not spending my day wondering what everyone else is doing, or who's dating who, or who broke up with who, or whatever the heck, or who got what job. Like, I don't. I just, like, I only have so much energy. I'd prefer to focus that onto myself because, like I said, I know we are here to build beautiful lives for ourselves. I know we all want to get to somewhere that we're happy to be at. And in order to do that, we cannot spend the very limited energy that we have on foolishness, on stupidness. So, in this video, I encourage you to just maybe do a little audit on everything that you are consuming, the TV shows, the movies that you watch, if that's something you do, the music that you listen to, the podcasts or books that you're listening to or reading. Like, and it's not to say just throw out everything that's like not positive. Like, that there's a time and place for sad things, for angry things, for documentaries that might be a bit more negative or sad or whatever that is. But I think it's important for us to make sure that the majority of the things that we are consuming are contributing to our mindset, to our energy in a positive way. Again, people around you as well. If everyone you're surrounding yourself with is negative and pessimistic and complaining about this and that and not doing anything about it, I don't see how that is serving you. And again, we're not here to hate on people that are not where we are at mentally or emotionally. Like, that's not what this is as well. Understand that people, I think, we're all limited in some way, and that's fine. But you can't control other people. At the end of the day, the only person you can control is yourself. And I think it's so important for us to do our best to make sure that what we are consuming, what we are giving our energy to, is important to us. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. A short video. Let me know if there are any other topics you want to hear about, if this resonated with you, if you are somebody you feel like is giving your energy to things that don't matter, and how you might be able to change that. Yeah, anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. I am rooting for you, and I will see you in the next video.